Hey guys, welcome to Front Row Promotions. I am one of your hosts, Mistress Kandi. To my right or left, I don't know how this camera thing works, but we've got Lisa Melchert all the way in Baltimore, Maryland. Hey Lisa.
Hey, hey, how y'all doing?
Everyone's good. Everyone's good. I'm just looking forward to some cooler weather because this humidity is a bit much for me. It's a bit much for my liking. But
I'm
all right,
ready
guys. So
for
we
it to
got
be
a
cooled
really
off
cool
too.
show. Yeah. So we got a really cool show for y'all tonight. Joining us all the way from Eastern India. Am I right? Eastern India.
Absolutely.
There you
Right.
go, Roger Strings from the Unofficial Utopia. Welcome to the show. And might I
Thank
say
you.
good morning. It's what,
Good
6:30
morning.
your time? Yeah.
Welcome,
So thank
welcome.
you. Thank you for starting your day with us. This is really awesome.
Hope this day is going to be special.
That's awesome. So Roger, tell us a little bit about yourself and how the Unofficial Utopia came to be.
When I was at school, any school kid, they get engrossed into rock and roll and heavy metal because of the bizarre aesthetics and everything.
Yeah.
Uh, so was I, and we were thinking of forming a band. I had a senior in school. Him and I, we were thinking of forming a band for a long time, and we couldn't find proper people back then. So what we were doing was we were just composing songs. We were writing songs. We were composing by ourselves. Then years passed. To be very honest, years passed. 3 or 4 years later, I was in the university. Um, there was some kind of auditions going on in the university, and I was there. Luckily, I was there, and people were usually, giving the auditions. They were dancing. They were doing some kind of acting and theater kind of things, and some people were singing really basic songs, the Bollywood songs and everything. Suddenly, I see this guy, this skinny guy. He walks up with a Washburn guitar
Oh
and
wow.
a
Must be
cube,
very
and
yeah.
and I was like, what's he gonna do? I mean, everybody's singing basic songs, so probably he's gonna sing the same basic songs with an electric guitar or what? So, uh, I wasn't even interested, but suddenly this guy plugs in his guitar and starts playing "Eruption" by Eddie Van Halen, and I was like, oh my
Ooh, hell
goodness.
yeah.
I was like,
Wow.
that's my guy. And
Yeah.
after his audition was over, I invited him over for a smoke, and I told him that I was trying to form a band for quite some time, and he agreed, and the things started from there,
And so
and
what year was
eventually
that?
that was 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So, I mean, that was the story of how Unofficial Utopia came to be, but we're also
Yeah.
very interested in your personal side of things. So, tell us sort of your background, where you came from musically. Like, how did that start?
I used to sing in the school choir, and that time I was singing in the school choir, and at a very young age, I wasn't even aware of rock and roll and heavy metal. But then again, thanks to a couple of local bands who became pretty popular when I was in school, and that's how I got introduced to the world of rock music. And later on, eventually I discovered the other bands, for example, Iron Maiden and Metallica, uh, Pink Floyd, and my entry to rock and roll and heavy metal was very haphazard. It wasn't the genuine way. It wasn't the generic way. Like you start listening to emo music, and then eventually you discover that's how people my age discovered rock music. They listen to the emo music, and then they listen to alternative rock, and eventually they discovered heavy metal. But I was introduced by Children of Bottom. By I mean, that was my first
Wow.
heavy metal band, Children of
That's
Bottom.
pretty cool, actually. My family, we have a really close connection with that camp. Because my
Ah,
brother, I'll tell you the short version, but my brother is a cancer survivor, and Children of Bodom
okay.
is one of his favorite bands.
Ah,
And so, like Alexei Leho was such a huge influence on my brother and his music and him playing the guitar and stuff. So right before my brother had gone in for his first, few treatments and stuff, like, the oh God, chemotherapy it's called. Sorry, I had a brain
Chemotherapy,
fart
yes.
there. But he went in for his first chemo, and right before that, like I'm talking days before, it was arranged that my brother would go on the tour bus one night and go and have a couple drinks with them and just chill and hang out.
Oh, wow.
So I gotta
That's really
throughout the interview, I'll
nice.
find the photo and I'll show you. I'll find it before the end of the interview. But yeah, that's our connection
Oh, sure.
to
Wow,
Children of
that's
Bodom.
really nice.
Yeah,
And
and you're right. I
congratulations
mean,
to
they
him that
yeah, thank you
he
so
is all
much.
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I mean,
Congratulations
Children
to
of
all of you.
Bodom. Oh,
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Oh man, I appreciate that. But yeah, when you said Children of Bodom, I mean, they're pretty influential as far as the music goes and everything because they've influenced a lot of people, like yourself, right?
Yes. Yep. They did.
Yeah,
They did. They certainly did.
yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, Lisa, if everything is calm, everything's okay over there, you open to ask a couple of questions?
I do. I do. What the always got to know where the name came from. How did you come up with that unusual sounding name?
The unofficial utopia.
Yeah.
Right. So this goes back to the early days when I was in school and I was trying to form a band with the senior. Luckily, the senior is still in my band. Is still still the guitarist of the band and he stuck around. So we were just sitting at his place and we were discussing that we're trying to compose music. So who's gonna play the other guitar? Who's gonna play the bass? Who's gonna play the drums? And suddenly I popped up a question. I said that what's gonna be the name of the band? So he was like, he was smoking a cigarette and he took a drag. He took a long drag and he said dystopia. And I was like, what's dystopia? I was a kid. I didn't know what's this. It's like, what's dystopia? He explained what's dystopia, and I was like, well, that's not what I want. Okay.
Oh.
And he said he was like the opposite is a utopia. I was like, okay, that's the name of the band. And eventually we added the unofficial because we all want utopia, but then again, it can never be official. You see, can never be official, right? Everything that's official has got
Sometimes
a
the accidental names are the ones that stick and the ones that work, right?
exactly, exactly.
I
That is
think it's
so
cool.
funny.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's how Twisted Sister got their name. I'm sure you're familiar with them, Twisted Sister.
Yeah, absolutely. Dee Snider is one of my
Lisa
favorite.
and I'll tell you a story. Lisa and I were actually partying with Eddie Ojeda in Nashville this
Oh,
past week.
really?
So
We got to
cool.
That's
interview him.
crazy.
We got to talk to
Oh,
him.
that's
I asked
crazy.
him. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's just the nicest guy. Just the nice guy. But I asked him, where the name came from. And that name
Hmm.
happened by accident. Are you familiar with how they came across Twisted Sister as a name?
No, I'm not. Not.
So Twisted Sister, like I'm talking years and years ago, back in like the late
Hmm.
70s, okay?
All right.
So they had before Dee, apparently there was another singer. So
Hmm.
Dee is not the first singer in the band. So the other singer, they're rehearsing one day, and the singer goes, "Oh, my sister, I have this crazy sister. She's twisted," and that was it. Twisted Sister.
You see, that's the craziest part about rock and roll. You don't think much, you just do it. It's impulsive, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But yeah, that was. It's funny. That was an accidental name. A drunk guy just
Absolutely.
blurted it out, and it worked. So yeah, that's really cool. How you got Unofficial Utopia, and I like the way you sort of like twisted it a bit. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Right, yeah, that's
Very, very
how.
cool.
Yeah.
Trying to look for the
My brother would
quick photo
definitely
here.
consider me as a twisted sister because I'm constantly doing something different, being odd.
Ah, look at that.
That was a good moment.
And then there was one where he was hugging me. He gave me a hug. Trying to
Oh,
find it. Carry on,
sure,
Lisa,
that's
while I look for this photo.
So, what was your first
right.
concert? What did the first concert that you went to see?
Which was the first concert that I went to? It was before forming the band, obviously. It was a local gig with local heavy metal, thrash metal acts. I mean, I'm sure every place has got their own local scene and, small heavy metal bands and thrash metal bands and all those bands playing in the underground,
Oh, you like the heavy stuff.
pubs or clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. I went there. I.
Wait, let me see. Hey,
Ah.
where is it? There it is.
There it is.
Oh, right, look at that. That's a beautiful moment, see?
Here.
That was really cool. Yeah.
Even more beautiful. I was getting emotional talking to him because I'm a huge Twisted Sister fan, right?
You gotta
There he is.
be. See? It's
He's like,
one
it's okay.
precious moment.
It's okay. Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
How long have you been in doing music, aside from just working with the Unofficial Utopia?
Yeah, as I said, I used to sing in the school choir, and later on, after I joined the university for the first 3 years, I really didn't have, I was in a new city. I mean, I was born and brought up in a part village kind of a town. It's a small town, basically. Later on, I came to Kolkata. It's a big city, and it was new for me. I took my time to know the people over here. The culture was different. Everything was different, and eventually, after 3 years, I formed the band. Before that, I was just singing in the school choir, and I was trying to form bands, multiple bands. We formed multiple bands. They broke, and none of them worked out. Basically, the first band that really worked out, and we managed to release our debut album. We are working on the second album, by the way, and yeah, that was it. That was the Unofficial Utopia.
That's cool. That's cool. So how how long have you guys been together all together?
It's been from 2017, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. It's been 6 years now.
Wonderful. Very cool. Very cool. Now, have you talked about touring or going places, different
Uh, we were thinking about
areas?
touring right before 2020, but then again, COVID came,
Of course,
and
yeah,
the plans were dropped, and
that knocked it out.
now since we're working on our second album, after the album is being recorded, the songs are out. After that, probably we'll try out touring the country or outside, maybe. Let's see how it goes.
Now, would you guys
Sweet.
go internationally? Like, do you have Canada, maybe the U.S. on your radar?
Hmm. Absolutely. If we get a chance, why not? If we get a chance, why not? I mean, would love to,
There you
right?
go. Yes.
Especially the Canadian music scene. Like, it's such an untapped market for a lot of bands. You know?
Really? Surely try out there, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, touring's definitely something I would like to see from you guys, especially if you're.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, I just had a question in mind, and now I'm having a brain fart. It's too early for you. It's too late for me. I don't know. I don't know. All right. So
Take your time, it's all right.
so you've been a band for since 2017. You must have had, memorable shows to talk about. Were there any maybe weird fan interactions? Because every band has that story of, this one time a fan said this, or this one time a fan did this. Is there anything that you can share?
This one time, this fan, he was listening, and suddenly he came to the green room, and he offered me. Yeah, he came to the green room. He offered me a cigarette. I smoked a cigarette with him, and he assumed that he's okay to tag along with wherever we go. And
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah, and he was high. He was high, and we were searching for snacks because we were hungry after the show. So we were trying out, we went out to see if any restaurants were open or not. And he was just with us. And I had my friends with me, and a couple of them were creeped out. I mean, uh, especially the ladies, they were creeped out because he was trying to, uh, trying to sing songs to them, sing romantic songs to them. He was high. I mean, he was doing all those things on the road, and and somehow we managed to, escape his vision, his
And how were you? How did
purview
you
of vision.
manage to do that? It sounded like he got his digs in you guys. So, like, how did you manage to do that?
He got a call, and we ran off. Okay, Scorcher is here.
Hi,
He's the
Scorcher.
guitarist. He's the guy with the washburn that I was talking about.
Oh, wicked!
Hello, hello. Welcome to Front Row Promotions, that is.
Yeah, hello. I was having some internet issue for some time.
Oh,
I couldn't-
Scorcher, sorry to interrupt, brother. We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Okay, let me see.
Uh-oh.
Okay, he dropped off. I'm sure he was sleeping.
Like, hello for a minute. All right, goodbye.
While we're waiting for Scorcher to come back, here's that other photo I was telling you about.
Ah, look at that.
Here he is again.
There's some
Hey,
precious moments,
Scorcher.
right?
Am I audible? Am I
Did you
audible?
just wake up, Scorcher?
Uh-huh.
Did you just wake up?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad you can join us.
Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, your buddy here spoke very highly of you and your washburn and your performance and your skills, man. I heard her legend.
It's nothing like that. He's just elevating. But however, I am overwhelmed just after waking up.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Still half asleep, see. I love you, man. I love you.
All right, so Scorcher, since you're here, why don't you tell us a little bit about your personal musical history? Like, how did you get started?
That's a lot to explain just after waking up. But yeah, so so yeah, almost everybody that grew up in like our country, like my friends and everybody, we all started like pretty much the same way. We used to listen to you know Bollywood music, and like once in my eighth standard or something, I remember I had a friend of mine whom I saw picking up guitar and playing, and that inspired me a lot. And I eventually started uh, learning from him only. And gradually, with the passage of time, I remember I was introduced to bands like Green Day, Linkin Park, which pretty much acted as the gateway to this kind of music for a lot of us here. And gradually, like that, I started playing, and I gathered more interest, and thereby I didn't even know when I was in this kind of music, and like now I pretty much know that this is the type of music that I want to do at the end of the day, like uh, the old school music, rock and roll, heavy metal, that 80s
Yeah.
era. That is what inspires me to a huge extent, and I just cannot come out of that. So yeah,
And
that's
the thing, like, once you get hit with that bug, you know, that metal bug, the alternative rock, there is no turning back.
No.
Yeah.
Really isn't. There
So-
really isn't.
yeah, I have heard so many types of music we do, like we hear, but at the end of the day, that's the type of music which I'm like I connect myself to. So nothing greater than that to me. So like that.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and Roger was just sharing some weird fan story with us. Something about a guy that went into your green room one day.
Yeah, you
You
remember
remember
that guy in our last show? The high guy. He was in the green room and he was talking like, You don't remember, do you?
No, that's okay.
I do not remember. I remember so many high people coming into the green room, and which one?
Talking about one of them.
That's sort of
Talking
the
about one of them.
That's sort of a transition to my next question for you, Scorcher. Now, do you recall any weird fan incidents that were particularly funny to you? Anything you want to share with us?
Not such, not as such. Like I don't recall any such funny incident, but yeah, like Roger mentions, high guys. Like so, one high guy. So like in the last show, like uh, it was like we played after a long time. Actually, we were in a brief period of hiatus, and I had kind of like gotten loose of myself, and like after that show we played, I was like myself in the green room. I remember we were just like sitting there, and we were having a good time after playing a good show, and so many people were in the room, and most of them were high, and like that was kind of like it was a chaotic situation, if I remember. It's not as such a like it's not anything funny, but yeah, I remember that one right now.
Weird stories that
I'm
fans.
telling
I
you.
used to. I know all about that. I used to be in a tribute band. I was a stage actress for an Alice Cooper tribute one time, and this one girl came up to us after a show, and she looked me dead in the eye and asked me to sign her boobs. And she was drunk.
Oh,
She was drunk. Yep. I'm like, all right, well, this will make for a great story. So sure, yeah, no worries.
let's do it.
That's so funny. We
Hilarious.
also asked Roger what his first concert was, the first concert he ever attended. So, Scorcher, what was your first concert?
My first concert, are you asking like for our band or like in
No, like
individual?
what concert have you gone to? Like first band you saw live?
First band I saw live. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So that's a big flex from my end. The first band that I ever saw live on a big scale, I would say, in my life, and I say it with pride. I saw Megadeth live.
nice,
Oh, sweet.
nice,
Yeah, hit it.
very
That was
cool.
a humongous experience.
Megadeth is a great show. Lou, if you ever get a chance, you got to go see Megadeth.
Make
They're
it
pretty.
down.
I saw them. I saw them. I want to say about 6.5 years ago, 7 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
They opened up for the Scorpions that year.
I was like,
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I
like the
personally
Scorpions.
loved
That'd have been a
Megadeth.
good show.
I remember I was in my 10th, no, not 10th actually, 11th standard back then, and I was just getting into thrash metal. I had one guitar teacher, instructor who introduced me to this music, and I was like, I didn't know there was this thing called Megadeth. Before that, I only knew about Metallica, but then I got to know a lot more, and I dig more. And suddenly, that year only, we had Megadeth coming up in India and playing in the NH7 Weekender. I remember our drummer, I introduced him to this band, and we, started listening, and we listened to two, three albums the night before the show, and the next day we were having Megadeth playing, Dave Mustaine playing in front of me, and I was like, I'm like, I'm in front of a god.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh,
what is your favorite band that you like listen to when you're not doing your things with the unofficial Utopia?
That's a question. No, I would never say anything like my favorite go-to band. But there are a couple of bands I listen to on repeat. Sometimes I try exploring, but I have a like, I don't know. It's a weird thing that I have. I don't have a fixed artist which I would like to listen to, because I don't know. Sometimes I'm like calling up Roger saying, Roger, I want to play like Ingmar Malmsteen right now. I have a song in my mind. The next moment I'm calling him, Roger, I want to play death metal. Like there's
yeah.
no limit.
He
Okay,
does
so
that a lot. He does that a lot.
so I'm like, I listen to a guitar player for some time, and I'll be like, I want to do that kind of thing for now. And when I'm finished doing that, I'll be like, I'll listen to another person. And I'll be like, hey, I want to
Yeah.
do now. So it's a weird thing.
He's,
So yeah, currently I'm listening to a lot of death metal lately. So I just like discovered this band called Possessed. I don't know if you have heard or not. So there was this huge thing, like they came out in the time of death, if you know, like Chuck Schuldiner, that band. So the sound, I was mesmerized. Remember, I was doing my office work yesterday, and it was a lot of work to be done. So I put on my headphones and I was listening to that death metal band and I was doing my work in laptop. So yeah, I was calling him. I remember I called him late at night and I was like, let's do something like death metal. 2 3 days I was calling
Got
him and
you. Yes.
death metal
Music's
now.
always good. Yes. How
That's
about
really
you,
cool.
Roger? You have a favorite?
Me, no, even I don't have a favorite band or anything because I listen to pretty much everything. You see, it's 2023, you get access to every kind of music. So, yeah, I listen to from thrash metal to glam metal to heavy metal. I mean, I listen to Judas Priest a lot, to be very honest. But then
Yeah, I
again,
love that band. I personally
I
love that
love
band.
Judas Priest. Yes.
so if there's a band that I listen to the most, that'd be Judas Priest, I guess. But yeah, I listen to all of them, to be honest.
Okay, rhetorical question, Lisa. What band do you listen to the most?
I listen to Def Leppard. Ooh.
Oh, so I have this huge story for Def Leppard. I remember, like
Yeah, please.
just a few weeks back, I like it was a Friday. I had just finished off work and I went to a pub with my colleagues. There it was karaoke night, karaoke, and everybody were singing. Okay, so there were these people who took up mic and they were singing some Eminem songs. Now, no offense to Eminem, his music is different. I won't say anything, but I remember I was drunk and I took the mic and I asked the karaoke guy who was playing the tracks. I asked him to play pour some sugar on me, and I took the mic and I like after some they finished singing that Eminem song. I was like, I took the mic and I was like, fuck that. Here comes pour some sugar on me. And nice when I started singing, no, like everybody in the venue joined along. Which is surprising. I didn't expect people would join like that. But I was like,
They gotta
okay,
join us. Pour some sugar on me. It's catchy as fuck. Come on.
course, yeah. So whenever like, see, that's the power of rock and roll.
Oh
No, I mean,
my
shit. I
god.
went off in Eminem.
Oh, that's my favorite song. Pour some sugar on me.
All right, somebody's asking that. Do
Yeah,
you
so
have
that's Alfonso. Can we put that question, the first one?
This one?
do you have a music
Yeah.
video? No, we still don't have a music video. Probably by next year we're gonna have a music. We do have an album, by the way, but we still don't have a music video. Probably we will by the next year.
Sounds good. Looking
And
forward to it.
the second question there, Lisa. He also wants to know, what genre do you play? Like, what would you classify yourself as?
See, that's the funniest part.
Yeah.
We call ourselves rock and roll and heavy metal because you see that's the roof genre, but we take influences from a lot of things. I mean, Scorcher would explain what he did with this album.
So I would say that with like gladly. So if you expect genre, I have one answer. I can say we are old school. That's all I would say. And
Surely.
other than that, don't expect anything from us. Like pretty much everything you will get. It's
You'll
it's
be
an
surprised at what you get, right?
yeah. But you can expect old school music from us.
That's the USP. You
That's the best kind. That's the best
we take
kind.
influences from all kinds of subgenres because we have access to all of them. Why not take influence from all of them?
That's
There you
true.
go.
I
That's a
think
really good way to
that's
look
the
at
way-
it.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
a good way.
I like that.
Absolutely.
Lisa, what do you think we go over to some fun questions?
I think so. I think that should be a good thing to do.
Right?
Okay, so this is the part of the show where we just let loose and we get to know you guys as people instead of just the music, because it's extremely important to us as well. So
Absolutely.
Right.
let's have a little
Right.
fun. Let's have a little fun. Now, gentlemen, honest answers only. If you had to choose, Coke or Pepsi?
All right. Coke.
Yes, buddy.
You both said Coke. Ah. What am I gonna do? And no, I'm not gonna switch to
Butcher.
Coke.
Coke or Pepsi, Scorcher? What would you
I
get?
like Pepsi.
You're not supposed to
Anyway.
say it.
Hmm?
We can get all the answers. We're not supposed to say it.
Scorcher,
Then they'd be
tell
biased.
us.
Yeah, because then they'd be
Did you
biased.
did you ask a question after the first one because I couldn't hear? Can you please repeat?
Do you
Coke or
prefer-
Pepsi?
Yeah, Coke
I
or
said
Pepsi?
Coke, right?
All right.
Hey, that's enough for me. We have brand wars all the time on this show because she's a Pepsi fan and I'm a Coca-Cola fan. So
There you go.
I'm not drinking mine right now, but I do drink Pepsi.
Coming
It's
from the
okay.
Beatles.
I drink Pepsi at times, but still I like
from
Coke.
what? Sorry?
It's coming from the Beatles. Coke.
Beatles.
Shit, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you're right. Oh wow.
Not me.
Okay, now I'm gonna steal one from Lisa. I'm gonna
Go for it.
Well, one of your favorite questions. What is on your bucket list? Could be musically, could be something in your personal life.
Visit the Disneyland.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. I like it.
Disneyland.
What's on your bucket list, Scorcher?
Uh,
To not visit
Nice.
Disneyland. No, I'm just kidding.
no, it would be Gloomy Sunday.
What
The
Gloomy
what?
Sunday?
That song, the Hungarian song.
I've heard it a lot of times. Nothing happens. Don't worry.
Nothing happens to me as well, but still I have this curiosity.
See, there's a lore behind the song. It's called a Hungarian suicide song. That everybody who listens to this song commits suicide or die. I have listened to that song 1,000 times or something. Nothing happened.
I have heard it. Nothing happens, but still I'm like sometimes when I feel like in the Sundays I am having okay. If I'm not feeling well, I'm like I'll listen to that song.
It goes like Sunday is
Is it like-
gloomy. It goes
I
like
actually
that.
like it.
Is it like the Bermuda Triangle? Like it's legendary but not true.
Yeah,
Not
the
true.
legend is correct.
I'm the proof that it's not true.
Even I'm the reason proof.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, Lisa, over to you.
You had somebody that you like to say they like Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper's pretty
Alfonso.
good.
That is actually Alfonso.
Hi, Alfonso. Woo! That Dr. Pepper's pretty good. With me, I have to be in the mood for it. Otherwise, it's Pepsi.
Okay, full disclosure, and I might be hated for this, but I hate Dr. Pepper. Hate it. Hate it.
See, I don't hate the taste of Dr. Pepper, but it's all right. It's all right.
It tastes like cough medicine, damn it.
I'm sorry.
It does. It
What is
does.
Dr. Pepper?
It's a thing. It's a thing like
It's
Sting,
an acquired taste.
Sting.
It's an acquired taste, and I can't get with it. I just can't.
It's almost like a cherry Pepsi.
Oh,
Ew. That's even worse.
Ew,
Pepsi.
you like ew.
They call it energy drink.
God, that's even worse.
There you go.
Can't do the energy drinks. I can't do Dr. Pepper. I can't do it.
It's a taboo thing. No.
Yeah, in my house it's very taboo. No Dr. Pepper.
All right, so
All right,
I'm gonna
Lisa,
jump
ask your favorite
into.
question.
I'm gonna jump into the time zone. If you were in a hot tub time machine
Mhm.
and you're going to set the dial, where you going?
For me, it would be Live Aid Queen.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
That was one of Freddie's last performances, man. That's a
It
good
was.
one.
I'd visit that.
And happy heavenly birthday. He just celebrated his birthday a couple
Yes,
days ago.
he did.
Whoop
Happy
whoop.
birthday, Freddie.
Happy birthday.
for me, it would be like a day before Black Sabbath was formed.
Why? What would you do?
Then I'll make a better band. before Black Sabbath, and probably I would be
Oh,
doing.
that's clever.
That's a
That's
good one.
clever.
That's a good one. We've had some pretty clever answers here.
I like
remember one
it.
time
It's
we
really
had
cool.
shout out to the boys from Accept. They're actually in Germany right now touring around.
Oh, that's
But
right.
our dear friend Martin Monick, who plays bass for Accept, he came on the show and we asked him that question and he says, well, I would set the dial to a week ago, get the winning numbers for the lottery, and then go back forward in time and win that damn lottery.
That was really good.
That's clever as
Jason.
well. It's clever as well.
Yeah, we have some pretty clever answers on the show. That was top notch, Scorcher. I love it.
Yes. Yes. Okay, Roger, where are you going?
He said,
I said,
Live
Live
Aid
Aid Queen.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what you said. Yes, yes. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I got you. I don't know where I've been, but yeah, okay. I did hear it, but
she's high too, except she's high on life. She's high on
yeah,
life.
I don't
That's what
drink
it is.
a drop at all.
Yeah, me neither.
That's actually
Just
nice.
all
That's
the
actually
time.
nice.
That's
So
awesome.
bubbles are popping, flowing. All right.
Ever had any like moments on stage, like maybe a string breaks or like an amp
An
goes
uh-oh?
out? Yeah, an oh no moment.
And
Have you ever
oh
had any of
no.
those? Yeah, have you ever had any of those when performing?
Yeah, a couple of those actually. You remember the time, Scotch, when Sorcerer's guitar the processor was not working.
Yeah.
We were on the stage. We were about to do the sound check, and the processor was not working. And and we got freaked out. So luckily there was another band performing with us, so they lended us their processor. That was, I mean, luckily we had another band with us, but then again, first of all, we freaked out. The processor wasn't
Yeah.
working.
Of course.
For me, it was like luckily I have never experienced a string break in stage. However, there are other things which I have experienced and I'm not really proud of them. Like the most common thing which I face is like while bending sometimes. I don't know what happens. It's like I don't know. Like sometimes it was like I kind of bent a wrong note, and that was like that look
You
on
have
my
played
face.
a lot of the wrong moments.
Yeah, I have done that so many times.
A lot of wrong
And
moments on stage.
the weirdest thing which I do is I used to do it more earlier. It was like in our own songs. I used to never play the same solo, and Roger used to wait for my solo. And on stage, I'm like improvising, and he would look at me and later he'll tell me. I'm like either ways, I made it right. I made it to the end of the song. He's like, don't do this. So these were my.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one. Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of those
what about-
moments on stage. Yeah, they
Yeah.
happen.
I almost passed out on stage once.
One of them was, I usually don't prefer drinking before going on the stage, because all of us we don't get intoxicated before getting up on the stage because we believe that the audience, they deserve a good performance.
That's
Uh,
true. You gotta be
Yeah,
thinking.
but I was about to go on the stage, and the organizer was there. He was drinking something. I said, "Do you have water?" He gave me a bottle. I drank it. It was vodka.
Oh, no!
Dude. Oh, that had to be a surprise.
And did you swallow it all, or did you spit it before you realized, oh shit?
I swallowed quite a bit.
No.
I was like, bro, this is not good. But
Oh,
the
shit.
performance was good. It was all right. It was all right. We managed to. I mean, I didn't get drunk as fuck because it was just a few. I mean, it was just a little.
It was just
I
a
s-
little.
Yeah, it was just a little.
Like a little buzz happening, a little buzz action.
The buzz was there actually. The buzz was there, so yeah, I had to drink a lot of water while performing.
Oh
I
man.
personally don't prefer drinking or intoxicating at all. None of us do, like Roger said. I
Interesting.
once had one personal experience which is outside the unofficial Utopia. Like I was
Hmm.
high on weed and I was like playing on stage with people, and I remember
When
they were
was it?
playing in the key of E minor, and I was playing in C minor, and I didn't even
Oh
fucking
no!
know. And then
When was it?
and
Who was it?
everybody is asking me, "What are you doing?"
Oh,
I can
heart
just
attack.
safeguard myself, and I said, "I'm playing jazz." I'm playing jazz.
Whose
Wow.
stage show did you ruin? Who
Oh
was
no,
it?
Roger, you gotta
A
correct
long
that, dude.
back, like I used to play in one band, okay, a local band, long time back. So I was high on weed and we were playing, and I had told them, see, I am not comfortable with it. They were like, hey, just do it, live your life. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. I was high, and they were playing in A
Roger.
minor, and I remember I was playing in C minor, and I was so high I didn't even know. I couldn't even hear and recognize that I'm playing in a wrong key. And later on, when the guy is like, "What are you playing?" I'm playing jazz. I'm playing jazz. I'm playing jazz. Complicated.
Oh
See,
shoot.
that's the reason you don't get high and go on the stage. See?
Roger, I think there's something up with your microphone. It sounds like you're coming through as a robot or something.
Okay, is it still roboting?
It's very, very scratchy. Yeah.
Now? How is it now?
No, it's the same. Yes.
How about now?
No,
It's
still
still
very
scratching.
scratchy.
I guess I'll have
It
to
was fine
leave
2
the
seconds
studio.
ago. I don't know what
It's
happened.
still there. It's still there.
Still there, bud. All right.
Oh no.
All right. So the other
We'll
question
join
I
back
had
for
on my
sure.
mind was bucket list bands. Like who have you not seen yet in concert, and who do you want to go and see? Like who's at the top of your list?
Okay. At this moment, there's only one band that I can think of, and I've kind of checked them out like in a span of last 2 years only. I want to see this band live. They are called Vector. So I'm mostly these days I'm a lot into Teutonic thrash metal, which is a bit
Right.
different from the Bay Area one. So I really dig this band called Vector, and I really love that band. So that band is surely in my bucket list.
Absolutely, good one.
Because
So
this
Roger,
year I saw Mayhem live. I was really mesmerized.
oh yeah, definitely for sure. Roger, the question we asked was bucket list bands. Like who have you not seen live yet, and who do you like really really want to see live?
There's a lot of them.
Oh
There's a
oh,
lot of them. I would love to see
sound
Iron
issue
Maiden live.
still.
The sound is
Your
like
your
Yeah.
mic is still giving that same issue. I would recommend you take that microphone off, and if you can use the microphone of your earphone.
Yeah, try that. That's a good idea. Oh,
Is it working?
How about now? Is it
oh, much
okay?
Yeah,
Is
better.
it better?
Much better.
All right, all right. Let's put it aside.
There you go.
Just hold the microphone a little bit closer.
yeah.
Right.
There you go.
All right. Okay.
There you go. Now we can.
I would
Can
love
you
to
can
see
you guys
Iron
hear? I
Maiden
can hear.
live. I
Yes.
guess.
Oh
Bands
yeah,
you
of
have seen
course.
live.
That's the same for me too. Even I forgot. No, don't
Love to
forget. I
see
just
Iron
forgot.
Maiden. I'd love to see Iron Maiden live.
Oh, now
It's one
they
of my
do put on a
favorites.
good show. I saw them one
They do.
time.
Stage.
Yes.
Oh,
Love that.
I want to see Nightwish live as well. Love Nightwish.
Nightwish is good. Yeah,
Yeah. A lot of
that's
stage
pretty cool.
theatrics and pyrotechnics and everything. I mean, love that. Love that stage theatrics, and I mean, that's a good show after all.
There you go.
It is. I've heard good things. I've never seen Iron Maiden live, but I've heard good things.
Yeah.
Lisa, what about you?
What's the question?
Same question.
What I want to see
Bucket list
live? My
bands.
bucket list?
Yeah, yeah,
Bucket
bands
list
that you haven't
bands?
seen yet.
Oh, that I haven't seen?
Yes.
Oh, Lordy. I haven't seen the Scorpions. I would love to
Oh,
see the Scorpions.
There you go.
Yes. Scorpions!
I've seen Scorpions 3 times. That is
Really?
I'm a
amazing.
huge fan of the early Scorpions. You know, the time when Uli John Roth was there. That I think that name of that album, Taken by Force, where there is this
Yep.
song called he's a woman, she's a man, or I think I swapped the name. Either ways, like you get the idea. There's another song called "We'll Burn the Sky." I love that album.
Burn the Sky, yeah.
Yeah, Scorpions, they're really good live.
Yeah,
Really,
Absolutely.
really good live. For me, my bucket list band, and I put a bug in the guitar player's ear for this one. But Twisted Sister, like I mentioned to you, Roger, is sort of my you know, they're a band that I've loved, that I've followed for many years, but I've never seen them live. So remember
yeah.
that, Lisa, when we were talking to Eddie, I'm like,
Yeah.
Eddie, my bucket list, bro.
You
Come
have
on,
met
let's do
Twisted
this.
Sister, you have clicked pictures with them, but you have not seen them live. Oh,
I've
I thought
No.
that
seen
was a
them live.
backstage. Oh, okay. All right. All right.
So that's on my bucket list. So I don't know. Eddie's not sure if they're gonna make it up the border, but I told him, like, let's do this. Like, let's, seeing you guys play a show live, that's on the bucket list. So let's make it happen.
Absolutely. Get it in gear and let's go.
All right, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
So we're
I
starting
mean,
to
Dee
run out
Snyder
of
played
time.
at Walken a couple of years back, I guess.
Vulcan,
And
yeah, I
then-
remember. I saw footage from that show.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
The new songs came out. The two new songs. For the Love of Metal. I think it was 2021. Uh, that's when they played live at Walken, I guess. Dee Snyder. If I'm not wrong.
That's really cool. Awesome. All right, gentlemen. So we are starting to run out of time.
Absolutely okay.
I mean, it's early morning for you guys, so we want you to be able to get on with your day and do your thing. But tell us about what's coming up. You said that you already have an album out. Is there another one in the works?
Yes, we are working on the second album.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
actually, on the second
when
album.
is that expected to be released, or is that too early to
Ah.
tell? Maybe.
We expect it to be released by next year for sure. We want to get done with the production work by the end of this year. That's what we are pitching for at this moment. So we are in the recording process now. Songs are ready. We are doing it. However, I can say that this album is going to be very different from the previous one.
It's gonna be
Awesome.
very different.
Awesome. So when you said that you're sort of like working on the production of the album right now, does that mean that live shows are being put on hold, or
Uh,
because
no. When that's a part of it for sure. But I mean, production means like we are recording it. So like after that, we want to get that mixing and mastering work done by the end of this year, so that we can pitch in next year and we can decide on like what we have to do.
awesome? Okay,
Yeah, I mean, shows are being put on a hold for now because, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Right.
Because we're still working with the production and in the studio. So right now we are not doing any shows. Probably after our part of the production is done, it's gone for mixing and mastering. Probably after that, we'll carry on with our shows and all. Yes,
very
sir.
cool. And for those of our viewers that want to look you guys up and get more information, plug your socials, website, everything, and everywhere that you can be found.
Absolutely, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Where can you be found? So can you mention your website, social medias?
Yeah, it's you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's we're called the Unofficial Utopia, and I think I think there's no other band called the Unofficial Utopia because this is a really weird name for a band.
You're official,
But then again, yeah.
unofficial.
It's very unique.
You type in the Unofficial Utopia, you find us.
Yeah, so you'll see it right there at the bottom of your screen, the Unofficial Utopia, right there. So just type that in and you'll find everything you need to know. Before we
Absolutely.
go as well, any
That's
shout
nice.
outs?
That's-
Anyone that you want to say hi to? Friends, family, colleagues, anybody you want to plug or say hi to?
Hi,
We
everyone.
want to say hi to hi everyone. You see, you want to say hi to all our listeners. I mean, when our first album came out, everybody who listened to us, they supported us like crazy. I was overwhelmed. We all were, and so a good morning to all of them. And
Yeah, good
I,
morning.
Morning,
I really hope
afternoon,
they
evening.
keep on supporting for the
Yeah,
next album as well.
that
Awesome.
is awesome. So cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for starting out your morning with us. Again, it's super
Yes.
ridiculous early over there in
It was
East India right
amazing.
now.
Thank you so
But we thank
much.
you for starting
Thank
your
you.
day and hanging out with us. Now,
You're
before I
welcome.
hand it over to Lisa, and she's going to put a bow on this whole thing, I do need to give a shout out to our good friend Brian Stewart. He is part of Shot Through the Heart, the Bon Jovi Experience. They're from Greenville, South Carolina. And actually, guys, if you're interested, I mean, we want you to tune in every week, but they're going to be joining us next Thursday right here on Front Row Promotions for an exclusive interview. Now, if you are in the Falls Church, Virginia area or surrounding areas, be sure to check them out. They are playing this Saturday at 8:30 p.m. at the State Theater, so go ahead and check that out. And search for them on all social media platforms. Shot Through, it's spelled THRU, Through the Heart, the Bon Jovi Experience. So there you go, Brian. Hello.
I will see you September 30th. Also, they're playing up at the Boston Barrel House here in Boston, Maryland. And I will be there. Tables reserved. 10 friends are coming. I got it. Can't
And
wait.
that's not this Saturday, but it's the following Saturday. So we'll be talking more about that next week as well.
Yes, on that one. Yep. You got
All
it.
right, gentlemen. All right, guys. Well, Lisa's gonna go offline. If you wouldn't mind, just stay logged in for a moment, and then we can say our goodbyes off the air. How does that sound?
For sure. No issues.
Awesome.
All
All right,
sweet. All
Lisa,
right.
go ahead and put a bow on it.
Okay. Thank you all for coming to Front Row Promotions. Thank you to the Unofficial Utopia. It's a mouthful
Utopia.
there. But thank you guys for coming. We appreciated you and we had a wonderful time. And you are always welcome to come back. Also, we also like to let you know that if you have anything to post, anything new, anything you would like to post, just go ahead and post it on Front Row Promotions. And, just keep getting your music out there. That's what it's all about. And we'll see you again on Front Row Promotions. And always support live music, music in the making, and music everywhere. Thank you, Front Row
Absolutely.
Promotions. Lisa here and Kandi.